You guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for popping by. First of all, I'd like to say a humongous thank you to everyone who watched my last video, which was also my first YouTube video ever. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for showing me all sorts of love. I super appreciate it. So I wanted to dedicate the beginning of this video to saying thank you to you guys. For today's look, I did this a little bit bolder, sexy Valentine's Day glam. If you guys want to see how I achieved this look, keep watching.
So, as you can see, my brows have already been done off camera. I used Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Granite, Sephora Brow Freeze, NYX Cosmetics Control Freak in Clear, and Anastasia's brush in 7B to apply that pomade. All over my face, I'm going to be spritzing Smashbox's primer water. Such a nice product, really keeps my makeup on and my skin feeling super hydrated. I really love this primer. Next, we're going to be taking Tarte's Shape Tape Concealer in Tan Sand and applying that all over my lid as an eyeshadow and eyeliner primer. We're going to be using Morphe's brush S4, which is a concealer brush, and also using my fingers to dab. Now with Makeup Forever's Artistic Palette, I'm going to be taking this brown shade, using Morphe's brush number M200. We're going to be placing that all over the lid and in the crease. Now with Morphe's 25B Mocha Palette, I'll be taking this orange brown shade and placing it on top of that brown shade from the Makeup Forever palette. With the Tan Sand Tape Shape Concealer, I'm going to be using Morphe's S4 brush and placing that all over my lids. Back with Morphe's M200 brush, I'm going to be taking the brownish orange shade from the Morphe 25B Mocha palette and buffing that into the outer corners and into the crease. Now using that artistic palette again, I'm going to be taking that black shade with Morphe's M332 brush and just placing that on the outer corners of my lid. With Morphe's M200 brush, I'm going to be buffing that right into the outer corners and into my crease. Now grabbing that Morphe palette again, I'll be taking this purplish shade with Morphe's M200 brush and buffing that into the crease and the outer corners as well. Back with that artistic palette, this rose gold shade is going into the inner corners and middle of my lid. Look how pretty that is getting, guys. I'm so excited. So this beautiful bronzy gold color is going to be placed on top of my lids. Look how pretty that is, you guys. So now for the fun eyeliner part, I'm using my favorite liner, NYX Cosmetics Liquid Black Liner. That is going to be starting off on the middle of my lid at my lash line. And then I go to the inside, inner corner, and then I sweep it out. It just glides right out. So I'm just thickening up that liner a little bit, just so that it doesn't look like a super sharp point coming right out. I'm just thickening it up a little bit so it also flows smoothly. And I promise I am going to be buffing and blending out that shadow. I know it looks a little crazy right now. It's going to look better, I promise. So now we're going to be curling my lashes before we place mascara on. And yes, I promise that shadow is going to be blended more. That was not the blend I was talking about right there. Don't worry. The product is Smashbox's Full Exposure Mascara in black, and we're just going to be placing that on my top lashes. So these lashes are going on. These are actually Kiss lashes. I got them from the drugstore, I believe. I have no idea which ones they are. They are the natural set. I'm just not sure what the number is. Now with Morphe's M330 brush, I'm taking it in without any product on it, and I'm just blending out that shadow. With Morphe's M208 brush, I'm taking that purple shade from the 25B Mocha palette, and I'm placing that at my bottom lash line. I'm also going to be using the dark brown shade from the same palette on top of that purple. Today I'll be using Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Sand. It's actually not my shade, as you guys are going to see. It is too light for me, but it is the first time I'm using this product, so I did want to test it out despite that fact. I'll be using Sephora's Liquid Illuminating Drops first, placing that all over my face with Morphe's S94 brush. So now I'm just going to dab the foundation on top, and I think this is the moment I realize, like, oh crap, this is not my color. But it's too late to turn back now, and I'm just going to go with it. The contour will darken it up, so I'm not too worried, but I know I do look like a ghost, and I promise to go to Sephora and exchange that for the proper shade. Now I'm going to be placing Shape Tape concealer under my eyes, and in all of the other areas I want the light to hit. I'm going to be using a beauty blender to blend that product out. And now to set that concealer, I'll be using my favorite product of all time, Laura Mercier's translucent powder with a beauty blender. Today I'll be using the Tarteist Pro Glow palette to contour and highlight. I'll be taking that cream contour shade with the Morphe S4 brush and placing it under my cheekbones. And for this cheekbone, for some reason, I went way too low. I do manage to correct it later, but honestly, I have no idea why I did that. And here are my poor excuses for hearts. Seeing as though this is a Valentine's Day look, I wanted to represent, but I failed. That's okay, I'll just blend it out after. And to blend, I'll be using my beauty blender. I'm going to be taking that Morphe M106 brush and taking off all of that translucent powder I used to bake underneath my eyes and the rest of my face, and try to fix that contour there. Now grabbing that Tarteist Pro Glow palette, I'm going to be taking the shade Sculpt, and with my Kat Von D brush on the contour application side, right there, I'm going to be taking that shade and placing it in all the areas that I placed that cream contour. Today's blush, I'm going to be using NYX Cosmetics blush in Terracotta. It is actually a very bronzy blush and I absolutely love it. With that M106 brush, I'm going to be placing it on the apples of my cheeks. It comes on so nicely, it is so pretty. Now with that Tarteist Pro Glow palette again, the highlight shade Lit, I'm going to be taking that Kat Von D brush and placing that highlight in all of the areas I want it to be poppin'. And lastly, to finish this look, we are going to be doing a bold red lip. To line my lips, I'm going to be using this Body Shop lip liner. And using my favorite MAC red lipstick in Stunner, we're going to be placing that all over. And this is the final look, you guys. I hope you guys absolutely love it. It wasn't super dramatic, but it was sexy and bold enough for Valentine's Day. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.